Hello students, in today's video I will be explaining about Rashtrakutas. Before going into the video, if anyone is seeing the channel without subscribing, please do subscribe to my channel and share it with your friends. It will be of a great encouragement for me. And also click the bell button to receive notification whenever I upload new videos. So without wasting time, let us get into the video. Rashtrakutas. They established a large empire in South India and ruled from 753 to 978 century era. So Rashtrakutas was one of the most important dynasties of South India. They established a large empire in South India and they ruled for a long time, that is from 753 to 978 century era. The word Rashtrakuta denotes power. Rashtra means country and Kuta means head. So it can denote the head of countries, or it is considered to be the powerful. So Rashtrakuta means power. Garuda was their royal emblem and Manyaketa in Gulbarga district was their capital. So the royal emblem of Rashtrakutas was Garuda and their capital was Manyaketa in Gulbarga district. Dantidurga was the first ruler of Rashtrakutas. He defeated the Chalukyas of Badami. So Dantidurga, he defeated the Chalukyas of Badami. He was the first ruler. Dantidurga was succeeded by Krishna I. The Chalukyan king Kirtivarman was defeated by him. So Chalukyas of Badami was first defeated by Dantidurga, and Dantidurga was the first ruler of Rashtrakutas. After him Krishna I came to power and the Chalukyan ruler Kirtivarman was defeated by him. Krishna I built the monolithic Kailasnatha temple at Ellora. So Krishna I is very famous for building the monolithic Kailasnatha temple at Ellora. So the Rashtrakutas, they established a large empire in South India and they ruled for a long time, that is from 753 to 978 century era. The word Rashtrakuta denotes power. Rashtra means country and Kuta means head. Their royal emblem was Garuda and Manyaketa in Gulbarga district was their capital. The first ruler of Rashtrakutas was Dantidurga. He defeated the Chalukyas of Badami and he was succeeded by Krishna I. The Chalukyan king Kirtivarman was defeated by him. And Krishna I was famous for building the monolithic Kailasnatha temple at Ellora. The next ruler who came to power was Govinda II. So Dantidurga was the first ruler, succeeded by Krishna I, and the next ruler who came to power was Govinda II. Govinda II was weak and hence Dhruva dethroned him and came to power. So Govinda II did not have much achievements. He was a weak ruler and he was dethroned by Dhruva and Dhruva came to power. So now let us see in detail about Dhruva. Dhruva 780 to 793 century era. Dhruva was prominent among the early Rashtrakuta rulers. So he was one of the most famous among the early Rashtrakuta rulers. The political condition in North India was chaotic when he came to power. When Dhruva came to power, the political condition in North India was chaotic. There were so many problems in North India. The rulers of Pratihara and Bengal had an eye on the throne of Kannauj. Now there were two rulers, that is rulers of Pratihara and the rulers of Bengal. Both had an eye on the throne of Kannauj, that is both wanted to conquer Kannauj. Vatsaraja of Pratihara attacked Kannauj and defeated Indrayudha. So first the ruler of Pratihara, that is Vatsaraja, he attacked Kannauj and he defeated Indrayudha. Now already we have said that Bengal also had an eye on Kannauj. So Dharmapala of Bengal went to conquer Vatsaraja but he was not successful. So when Vatsaraja of Pratihara he attacked Kannauj and defeated Indrayudha, Dharmapala of Bengal went to conquer Vatsaraja but he was not successful. So Dhruva was prominent among the early Rashtrakuta rulers. The political condition in North India was chaotic when he came to power. The rulers of Pratihara and Bengal had an eye on the throne of Kannauj. Vatsaraja of Pratihara attacked Kannauj and defeated Indrayudha. Dharmapala of Bengal went to conquer Vatsaraja, but he was not successful. Dhruva went to conquer North India in this circumstance. So it was in this circumstance that Dhruva went to conquer North India. He went with his two children, that is Dhruva went with his two children Indra and Govinda III, and he defeated both Vatsaraja and Dharmapala. So already Vatsaraja and Dharmapala was fighting for control over Kannauj. It was that time that Dhruva came to power, and he went with his two children Indra and Govinda III, and Dhruva defeated both Vatsaraja and Dharmapala. And with this victory, the Ganga Yamuna basin came under the control of Dhruva. After this victory, he invaded Vengi. So after the first victory, Ganga Yamuna basin came under his control, and after this, he invaded Vengi. Vishnuvardhana IV, the Vengi ruler, he did not want to fight, but he gave his daughter in marriage to Dhruva. So when he went to conquer Vengi, the ruler of Vengi was Vishnuvardhana IV. He did not want to fight, and he wanted a matrimonial alliance, and because of that he gave his daughter in marriage to Dhruva. Dhruva defeated the Ganga ruler Shivamara and imprisoned him. So after this Vengi conquest, then next Dhruva defeated the Ganga ruler Shivamara and he imprisoned him. The Ganga ruler was imprisoned by Dhruva. He appointed his elder son Stamba as the head of Gangawadi province. So Dhruva appointed his elder son Stamba as the head of Gangawadi province. He also defeated Nandivarma II, the Pallava ruler of Kanchi, and received many elephants as tribute. So in Dhruva, when he went to conquer North India, he went with his two children Indra and Govinda III, and there he defeated both Vatsaraja and Dharmapala. After this victory, Ganga Yamuna basin came under the control of Dhruva, and next he went to invade Vengi. That time Vengi ruler was Vishnuvardhana IV. He did not want to fight, and so he gave his daughter in marriage to Dhruva. Dhruva later defeated the Ganga ruler Shivamara, and he imprisoned him, that is, he put him in prison. And he appointed his elder son Stamba as the head of Gangawadi province. After that, he defeated Nandivarma II, the Pallava ruler of Kanchi, and after defeating Nandivarma II, he received many elephants as tribute. Dhruva had many titles like Dharavarsha, Sri Vallabha, Narendra Sena, etc. So Dhruva had titles like Dharavarsha, Sri Vallabha, etc. So these were the achievements of Dhruva. So if we see about the Rashtrakutas, first Dantidurga was the first ruler, then Krishna I succeeded him. After that Govinda II came, who was very weak, and because he was weak, he was dethroned by Dhruva. And we saw all these achievements which Dhruva had. So next, after Dhruva, we are going to learn about Govinda III. 793 to 814th century era. So after Dhruva, his son Govinda III came to power. So we have learned about many sons of Govinda, but after Dhruva, the next ruler was his son Govinda III. But this was opposed by his brother Stamba. We already studied that Stamba was given in charge of Gangawadi province. But when Govinda III came to power, this was opposed by his brother Stamba. Govinda III was very angry with this. He defeated Stamba and imprisoned him. But later he released him and made him the head of Gangawadi. So Dhruva, after him, his son Govinda III came to power, which was opposed by his brother Stamba. Govinda III defeated Stamba and imprisoned him. Later, he released him and made him the head of Gangawadi province. Political chaos continued in North India even during the time of Govinda III. So when Dhruva was in power also, there was so much political confusion in North India. When Govinda III came to power also, This political chaos continued in North India. The Pratihara ruler Nagabhatta, Dharmapala of Bengal, and Chakrayuda of Kannauj were trying to extend their supremacy. So, during that time, three rulers, that is Pratihara ruler Nagabhatta, Dharmapala of Bengal, and Chakrayuda of Kannauj, all were trying to extend their supremacy. Govinda III started his conquest of North India in 800th century era. Nagabhatta too ran away from the battlefield and Chakrayuda surrendered to Govinda. So, as we saw that three rulers were trying to extend their supremacy, but when Govinda III started his conquest, first the Pratihara ruler Nagabhatta too, he ran away from the battlefield. After that, Chakrayuda of Kannauj, he also surrendered to Govinda. And last one left was Dharmapala. He also backed away from the battlefield and he agreed to pay tributes. So like this, the three rulers were defeated or they surrendered to Govinda III. So when Govinda III started his conquest of North India, Nagabhatta II, that is Pratihara ruler, ran away from the battlefield. Chakrayuda surrendered to him and Dharmapala backed away and agreed to pay tribute. Govinda III's army was successful and marched up till the Himalayas. So they conquered many places and they marched up till the Himalayas. The Gangas, along with Pandyas and Kerala rulers, attacked the Rashtrakutas in 803 to 4th century era. So after some time, the Gangas, along with Pandyas and Kerala rulers, they attacked the Rashtrakutas. Govinda III defeated them and captured their royal emblem. So Govinda III was very powerful. He defeated them also and captured their royal emblem. He defeated the Pallava ruler Dandivarman and secured tributes from him. The Simhalan ruler also surrendered to Govinda III. So the Pallava ruler also was defeated by Govinda and the Simhalan ruler also surrendered to Govinda III. During the time of Govinda III, the Rashtrakuta Empire, it extended from Himalayas in the north to Kanyakumari in the south, Saurashtra in the west and Bengal in the east. So during the time of Govinda III, the extent of the Rashtrakutas was from Himalayas in the north, Kanyakumari in the south, Saurashtra in the west and Bengal in the east. Govinda III had titles like Jagatunga, Sri Vallabha, etc. So Govinda III's titles were Jagatunga, Sri Vallabha, etc. So Govinda III, his army marched till the Himalayas. Gangas along with Pandyas and Kerala rulers tried to attack Govinda, but he defeated them and captured their royal emblem. He also defeated the Pallava ruler Dandivarman and secured tributes from him. The Simhalan ruler also surrendered to Govinda III, and during the time of Govinda III, Rashtrakuta Empire extended from Himalayas in the north, Kanyakumari in the south, Saurashtra in the west and Bengal in the east. And the titles of Govinda III were Jagatunga and Sri Vallabha. So in today's video, we have seen about two Rashtrakuta rulers, one is Dhruva and one is Govinda III. We have seen all the achievements of Dhruva and Govinda III. I hope you have understood the points clearly. If you have any doubts, you can ask in the comment section. And if you have liked the video, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. I hope to see you soon in the next video. Thank you for watching.